Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to the Defining Moment right here on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As always, y'all, this is me, your boy Larry B. We're going to here live on a beautiful Saturday morning. It is Saturday, May 4th. May 4th. Be with you. Yes. Okay, a little Star Wars in the morning, okay? I'm all jacked up with my coffee and I'm ready to go, man. May the 4th be with you, 2024. And here we go, y'all. On to a pure hour of all the sports you absolutely love and adore. From the majors to the minors and everything in between, of course. You are at the right place, right here on the Defining Moment. So, today, what have we got? Well, we are leading up into the IU Sports Radio 10-year anniversary. So, if you're not excited, you should probably get excited because it's going to be an awesome week starting on May 12th through the 18th. A nonstop, awesome week of 10-year anniversary goodies. And of course, we appreciate you all so very much for being a part of it. It's been an amazing 10 years, you guys. Amazing 10 years. And I could not ask for anything better out of this awesome team. So, today, we got all kinds of good stuff to get into. NBA playoffs. Oh, the Lakers have made their exit. I mean, was it a surprise to some people? The Nuggets continue to look sharp. Love what this team's got going on so far. Last night, the Mavs moved on. My goodness, we have teams. The Knicks made it. I mean, this is going to be a really fun playoff down the stretch. Also, NHL playoffs, man. Oh my goodness, Golden Knights and good old Golden Knights and the Stars have been a lot of fun to watch. We have so much to talk about the NHL as well coming on up. With a little introduction into the WNBA. The preseason just started for them. NASCAR news, my goodness, NASCAR has been very fun this season, as well as some NHRA. My boy John Force, man, he got back in winner's circle recently. Also, Formula One. Are we ever going to see any fluctuation, or is Max going to just keep on winning? Also, it's rumored that Max Verstappen is getting bored with the sport. Will he move on to something else? We will find out. Some IndyCar news also in there as well. We are talking some MLB as the Dodgers continue to terrorize. Oh man, that Dodgers-Braves game last night was awesome, wasn't it? Also getting more into who's leading in each division. Of course, a little UFL, some soccer news, and coming up later on, y'all, Marcus Los Great talking some boxing, Karen Rodriguez talking some volleyball. You are now tuned in live to the Defining Moment right here on IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
Welcome back, diehards. How y'all doing out there today? Hopefully doing well. If you're just tuning in, you are now tuned in live to the defining moment right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Couldn't appreciate y'all more. Thank you so much for being here this morning because it's going to be a good one. Got all kinds of sports at the speed of light because that's just kind of what we do, right? And then, of course, got some awesome guests coming up in just a bit. Once again, I mentioned your boy Marcus Los Greats coming on up to talk about those three big fights in May. Oh, we got three of them. There's more, but these are the three ones that are really good. Of course, we have here Munguia Canelo coming on up. I mean, obviously, right? It's Cinco de Mayo weekend. So, Lomachenko and Kambosos, another great fight coming on up here. And Usyk Fury. Yeah, these are going to be some solid fights coming up in the month of May. Marcus Lowe's great coming on up later in the show to talk about those, as well as our boy Taryn Rodriguez, man. I mean, can we get a hand clap for Taryn? He's been everywhere. Like, dude has been covering volleyball for years here at IE Sports Radio. He is now currently at the NCAA Men's National Championship Tournament. And then there were two, of course, UCLA and Long Beach State going head-to-head today. Of course, really excited for that. And should be a lot of fun talking with Taryn later on as well in the show. So, as you just heard, big shout out, of course, to my beautiful wife and her awesome brand here. Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Got to show some love here. Got to make sure you head on over. Seal the Deal Wax Seals on Facebook, also Instagram at Seal the Deal _Wax Seals. Head on over here to make your purchases. Of course, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Awesome work she does. And if you haven't gotten there yet, y'all get with it. Oh, turn the stuff green here, sorry. If you haven't gotten there yet, y'all get with it. She does some amazing work and simply awesome wax seals. Also, check out our other sponsor, Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the official jerky of not only IE Sports Radio, but the Lake Elsinore Storm. That's right. Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. So check them out. Head on over, planetjerky.net. Grab you some jerky, man, because nothing goes together like jerky in IE Sports Radio and sports, right? Planet Jerky right here at Planet Jerky on Instagram. Tell them that we sent you. Planetjerky.net. Grab all your jerky needs. Oh, yeah. You're going to love it, y'all. Delicious jerky, premium brisket. Yes, enjoy some of this jerky while enjoying IE Sports Radio. Also, head on over to iSportsRadio.com. Check out all the stuff we got going. iSportsRadio.com/shop. Check out all the goodies there. Yeah. And of course, I mean, hey, if you want to do the troubles here and give me a little follow, of course. I don't have it up right now. Sorry, guys. I am also at, well, actually, yeah, I can find it real quick, but I don't want to. So, the THEE_LB53 on Twitter. So big ups and thank you to everybody, man, for tuning in, showing love, and couldn't appreciate you guys more for being here this morning. So big ups to the chat. There's my tag right there. Big ups to the chat. Appreciate you guys, man. We're live everywhere. Instagram, Facebook. We are live on my personal Twitter right here. We're or X. Sorry, we're live on the IE Sports Radio Twitter. We're live all over the place. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you very much. And let's get to the sports, shall we? So first things first, guys. Let's just address the elephant in the room. There's been so much going on with the NBA and NHL playoffs, but the NBA playoffs have been pretty fun to watch, right? I'm not going to spend too much time on it because we could already see what's up. You already know there's a team that I'm pretty much almost, it's almost like it's given to them at the beginning of the season. Just kidding. No, they had to fight to get here, you guys. But the Nuggets, it's almost without a doubt, they are going to be making things happen. They took out the Lakers in 5 games, looked amazing. Now they are currently setting their sights now on the Timberwolves, who defeated the Suns, of course, and swept these fools, man. I mean, the Suns, I don't know. You feel so bad for Arizona sports, man. Just when you think they have something going, they don't. Especially like last year, man, the Diamondbacks. Arizona's only won like one thing, right? Like in the last, like 4 decades, if I'm not mistaken. Arizona, the Diamondbacks, I think, won in the early 2000s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was it. But recently, man, you feel bad for Arizona, man. And here we go again. They get tossed. They were just in the finals a couple years ago. Not anymore, y'all. Peace out, Suns. These fools are out. But Timberwolves, man, 2 seed versus a 3 seed. Timberwolves taking on the Nuggets coming on up. That's actually starting today, so looking really excited for that one. Also, the Thunder did away with the Pelicans a couple days ago. That was also a clean sweep. And the Mavs last night doing away with the Clippers. The Clippers gave a hell of a fight. You can't slide the Clippers, man. I'm an LA Laker fan, of course, and my team is just a joke at the moment. Darvin Ham is out as the head coach. All this thing's happening. It's a circus. But the Clippers, man, you can't slight these guys. I've hated them for years. I will always hate them. But I'll tell you right now, they're a solid team. This team has so much power. And I love what they got going, man. They really got a lot of great insight. A lot of good things going on for them, right? And at the moment, all you can really do is, as a Clipper fan, is just sit back. Oh, look at this right here. Look at this. Yep. Everybody say hello. Oh, over here. Sorry, on the side. Everybody say hello to Blue. My cat, she's like, hey, I want to be a part of the show too. So, so real quick, guys. Once again, Timberwolves, Nuggets. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. If I got to pick, of course, between these two in this bracket, I got to go for sure. I'm taking Thunder over the Mavs. As much as I feel bad. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to go with the upset. This is going to be my upset bracket right here, at least on this part. I'm definitely going Mavs over Thunder. I want to see what happens, man. I want to see if this team, see what Luka can do. I'm looking forward to this, man. I really do think that the Mavs can, and this might go 7, but regardless, I don't think either of them is going to pass the next round because Timberwolves and Nuggets, I think it'll probably be a 6-game series. Regardless, the Nuggets are extremely talented. Joker is so freaking hard to stop. I mean, who do you put on that guy? He's talented. He's a beast. I'm definitely going to go with the Nuggets out of that bracket to go on to the final. But of course, on the other side in the East, man, that was of course a little bit of the West. On the East, we only got one left, y'all. Cavaliers and Magic, they're playing today. Game 7, man. The Magic came back. Like these dudes came back. They were down, I think, 2-0 at the start of this thing. And the Cavaliers just let these dudes on back. But it's a 4 versus a 5 seed. What did you expect? These two are going to go at it. It's going to be a lot of fun, to see them play in this game 7 because it's been a great series so far. So the winner, of course, takes on the Celtics. Celtics did away with Miami, which it was obvious, right? Miami just didn't have it. Miami realistically, they barely made the playoffs. They barely were a team that you could have taken serious. And the Celtics just went ahead and did what they did, man. Good basketball team versus a decent basketball team. Headed on over, man, to our first round, that is, our first seed, headed on over to the next round. They'll be taking on the winner once again of the Cavaliers and Magic. And oh my goodness, did anyone see the Bucks losing this thing? Because a lot of people did not. I honestly didn't. I thought they were going to take the Pacers in maybe like 6 games. Wrong. It was the opposite, man. Pacers, this young scrappy team, takes out the Bucks. They head on over now to take on the Knicks. The Knicks did away with the 76ers. Sixers fans are pissed because this team had so much hype in this season and they just didn't follow through, man. So here we go. Pacers and Knicks getting ready to get set in a couple of days here. And that's really it. The Western Conference, man. We have Thunder, Mavericks, and Timberwolves, Nuggets all set in the West. Celtics, of course, awaiting the winner of the Cavaliers and the Heat. And then, of course, we have the Pacers and Knicks. I mean, if I got to make my bold predictions right now, I guess maybe not so bold. I'm definitely gonna go with the Mavs. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm gonna go on the limb with the Mavs here. Nuggets for sure. I think Celtics take out either team that comes through. And as much as I would love to take the Pacers, I think we're gonna get ourselves a New York-Boston semifinal, so that should be good. All right, so at least good for now. Right, so I like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's check in the chat room, man. Big ups and appreciate everybody jumping on in here. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Ready to cook. Marcus Love's great coming up in about 15 minutes here, so be ready for this cat, man. But yeah, this is, and of course, Taryn coming on up after this. Taryn says here, it doesn't help that the Clippers don't have Kawhi Leonard due to injury. Of course, and that's always hard, right? Injuries seriously plague the game. Injuries, but they're a part of the game, and that's the thing. You know what I mean? So it's really... It's the hardest thing in the world, because what are we told as athletes from high school all the way, especially in college? My coaches had a running joke, okay, in college, saying like, all right, don't get hurt, because I mean, it's the truth. You can't get hurt. Once you're hurt, one or two things are going to happen. Someone's going to take your spot. And of course, if you're in the pros, don't get hurt, because you get hurt, that could actually be the season, depending on how good you are. So, I mean, injuries, unfortunately, they're a part of the game, but let's just be real. They happen, and they look what they do. Look how they affect it. So, yes, Kawhi Leonard not being able, during the series sucked for those guys, right? So, Sharon also goes on to say, yeah, the Mavs could flirt around and make Western Conference Finals, especially if Luka and Kyrie Irving. Yes, man. Doncic and Irving. These guys just got to play. They just play your game, y'all. Stop being cute. Stop doing whatever. Just play what you play. Do what you do. Go out there and put the damn ball in the basket. That's it. There's nothing else you need to do, bro. And that's why, sometimes I trip out. I see some of these schemes and whatnot. I mean, remember when Tebow, hearing my coach back in the day, one of my old coaches from football, back in high school, he was saying, we got to let Tebow, because he's a Broncos fan. Shout out to Coach Bronco. He says, we got to let Tebow be Tebow. Just let him do what he does. And it's true, man. Just let players play. I know schemes are schemes, but give them what they're best at. Let them do what they're best at, and they will shine. Does it always work? It's not always, but damn it works more times than it doesn't. So anyway, Taryn also says he didn't have Jimmy Butler. And of course, another deal with injuries, right? So yeah, once he went down the playoff tournaments, he says that was a wrap. Chipotle burrito, baby, which sounds delicious. I wonder if we can get them as a sponsor. And yeah, the Bucks with no Giannis. I mean, yes, of course, Taryn. We know we're going down the injuries, man, but injuries are a part of the game, and at the end of the day, if they're not in the court, they don't matter. I mean, it's not. It's sad to say it that way, but it is what it is, right? Also, what's good, man? My boy up in the chat, man, Mr. Drewski. Be playing his drop in a little bit, man. Make sure you check him out on Wednesday nights, doing his thing, man. He is incredible. This dude's a dynamo, man. Heart of Texas sports right here on IE Sports Radio. You can't get better, man. Can't get better. This is the man right there. So big up to our boy, Mr. Darewski, Heart of Texas Sports, doing his thing, man, every Wednesday evening. Check him out. Check his last one out that he just did this past week here on YouTube, man. He's the man. So yeah, man, still drunk off Mavs win. I know, man. That's what I'm saying. We just let Luka and Irving do their thing, man. I mean, realistically, this team has so many. They have so much, right, to offer on that court. Just let them do what they do. They're going to be great. So, okay, moving on over real quick to the NHL, man. We got a lot of notes in this one. Because why? There's some of these games, some of these matchups, man, where I'm like, dude, the Avalanche and the Jets. Look, as much as I knew that Colorado is probably going to win this thing, I honestly didn't expect the Avalanche to smoke the Jets. I did not. There was no way I was picking these dudes to win. You've got to be kidding me. It's the reason why, okay, there's no reason why I thought we were going to go to a game 7. My apologies. I got a little ahead of myself with the next series. But this is a series that I 100% thought the Avs were just going to find some kickback. They're going to get a little recoil. This would probably end up a game 7 because the Jets have been damn good all year. They've made a number 2 seed. So realistically, you'd think this is going to be a very good battle, right? But no, actually, it was rough, man. And it was the other way around. I mean, silly me to think I mean, come on now. Right? I'm just going off about the Nuggets right now being amazing. And of course, the Avalanche, why would they be any different, right? The city's hot right now. They're getting it. So they're a lot like Texas, man. Texas is burning. Well, the DFW right now, they're burning right now. They're excited. Colorado's doing the same deal, man. So hats off to these guys getting that nice little 4-1 victory. They're awaiting the winner of the Stars and the Golden Knights. Of course, up in the chat, man, we got our boy, what's going on? My boy, Davison Crooks up in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Drewski says here, Stars took a shutout last night. Yeah, man, that was a rough one, man. Ready for Game 7 in Dallas. This is going to be it. This is going to be a battle. Game 7 with these cats right here is going to be a hell of a fight. The Golden Knights, defending champions, man. Last year, when they won that final game, it was Game 6. It was pretty cool, man. Actually, kind of neat seeing. It was on air, of course. Kel Henderson was on air with Sin City Sports when that happened. Pretty cool. Also, Drewski was also on air when the Rangers won the World Series. So kind of cool, man. We had 2 really neat moments last year on air, man. That's why you got to check out IE Sports Radio, baby. We're everywhere. We're all over the place. We do what it do. We make things happen, y'all. Sports. You want sports? We got them. Trust me. Anyway, so with that said, y'all, Stars and Golden Knights. Tonight is going to be, not tonight. Tomorrow is going to, I'm already excited for tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow is going to be one hell of a game, man. I am so excited for this game. Stars and Golden Knights. We're going back to Vegas. And we're going back to Dallas, and this will probably be one of the best hockey games we've seen all year. These guys are going to fight tooth and nail. I mean, make your picks now, right? Make your selection now. I don't even know who to pick, man. Tomorrow I'm going to make my pick because I can't pick right now. I got to look at the lines. I got to look at everything. I got to look at because really this has been a smackdown battle. But yeah, y'all. Of course, Vegas going with Vegas. Texas people going with Texas. Who's going where? Let's see. But for right now, man, I'm undecided on this pick. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and just skedaddle through the rest of the bracket here. Sorry, I took a little bit of time on those on the NBA and a little bit of the beginning of the NHL there. Okay, so the Oilers and Kings was one that I seriously 100% thought was going to be like a Game 7 as well. What the hell happened to the Kings? the Kings like imploded. Like they get to the playoffs and then just forget what a puck is. Like I don't know what happened, but I'll tell you right now, the Oilers are not to be slighted. This team, man, they done jacked the Kings up 4-1, moving on to the next round. Good for you, Oilers. And just like the Canucks, man, the Preds are a good team. Do not talk crap on the Preds, man. They're a good team. They're just not as good as the Canucks. The Canucks this year have been the biggest surprise, man. I'll tell you right now, the Canucks have been about as surprising as opening the cereal box and finding something that's actually worth it when you're a kid versus a little paper like comic book or something that's this big. I mean, you know what I mean? I was like find a PlayStation controller inside a cereal box. I was not ready for this. I did not think the Canucks were going to be this good, and they're just amazing, man. So they're headed on. Of course, the next round almost set. Avalanche await the winner of Stars and Golden Knights. Also, we have here the Jets. And, not the Jets. The Canucks and Predators, of course, finished up. Canucks heading on over to take on the Oilers. And that should be a good one there, all in the West. In the East, man, the Panthers, this was the Battle of Florida. And, boy, it wasn't even a battle. The Panthers took the Lightning behind the woodshed, man. And it's crazy to think these two teams, how damn good they are, right? Very, very, very good teams. Amazingly good teams, right? The Lightning have been great in the last couple of years. I mean, they just won a Stanley Cup not too long ago. And the Panthers, well, they were the ones who got smacked last year by the Golden Knights. This was going to go one or two ways, right? Either it was going to be a nasty battle or somebody was going to get beat down. And when I'm talking about somebody, it was going to be the Lightning. The Panthers are on the warpath, man. The way they've been playing this year, the way they played, they're like, no, get us back. I'll tell you right now, the Panthers are like hoping it's the Golden Knights because they're like, yeah, we want y'all again. We want to redo a grudge match on Madden, you know what I mean? Or NHL, you know, run that back, you know what I mean? Like with the homies when you're playing, like run it back. Like that's what they want so bad. So the Panthers right now currently awaiting Game 7 tonight, Bruins and Maple Leafs. Has this not been a fun one? This has probably been one of my favorite series. Of course, don't get me wrong. I know I said it earlier. Stars and Golden Knights have been so much fun. But Bruins and Maple Leafs, man, you want some big hits? These fools are laying each other out, man. This has been a fun series as well. So the winner of this will go on, of course, take on the Panthers. Golly, man, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one. But let's just go ahead and talk about two really sad series, and then we're going to take ourselves a quick break, man, and then get on into some boxing with my boy Marcus Lowe's great. But Rangers take out the Capitals. This wasn't even funny. Like, I felt really bad for the Capitals, man. They got 21 skunked. Like, this was this was like on Smash Brothers when you're playing online. Not that I've experienced this to probably like a 7-year-old, but you know, when you like start off and you're like fight, and then it's like boop, 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 boop. Like you don't even get to land. Like that's kind of what this series was, man. Like when someone's playing with what are those old school games, Capcom versus Marvel and all that, those never-ending combos and guys. I mean, right? Like that's what this was. Like, the Capitals never had a chance. I felt so bad for these guys, man. But the Rangers done beat these fools down, man. And unfortunately, the Capitals made an early exit. The Rangers did their thing. The Hurricanes also, man. I mean, the Islanders fought back for one game, but that was as good as the Lakers fighting back against the Nuggets, y'all. That was a joke. So, anyway, that was good stuff. Regardless, though, man, the Hurricanes came away getting it done. These two, man, the Rangers and Hurricanes, they done smacked their two opponents around. Now they get to face each other starting off tomorrow. So in the East, man, Rangers, Hurricanes, and the Panthers await Bruins and Maple Leafs. I'm going to go Bruins in that one. It's been a good battle, but I'm going to go Bruins. And then, of course, in the West, Canucks and Oilers getting head-to-head here coming on up. And then, of course, the Avalanche, as I mentioned already, await the Stars and Golden Knights. Oh, it's been a fun one, man. I need to grab me some super juice over here. I got my Jurassic 5. Oh, was it Jurassic 5? Hey, don't play with me in Jurassic 5, man. Let's take it back to the concrete streets. Original beats, some real live MC. No, just me? Okay, fine. Well, if y'all don't know Jurassic 5, you better get on it. All right, I'm a West Coast cat, but hey, I could respect the East Coast, man. That's some good stuff right there. I think they're from Jersey. So anyway, guys, with that, man, we're taking ourselves a quick break. When we get back, man, we're talking all kinds of boxing with my boy Marcus Los Greats. You are listening to the defining moment right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, crisp white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That's right, y'all. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Y'all know a little something about IE Sports Radio, right? I mean, we've been around for damn near 10 years. So yeah, I know a little something about IE Sports Radio, right? Well, as you do know, we are your direct feed for all that is sports. But y'all got to know something. There's somebody here to join me right now who is your direct feed for all that is combat sports. Ladies and gentlemen, so glad to have this guy today joining me, man. He, of course, is the host of our combat sports here on IE Sports Radio, man. Gloves off. Last week, his producer got fired, but he's got a new one. So hopefully we got to see how it's coming along this week, man. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome me to the stage, man. My boy, Mr. Marcus Lowe's. Great. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Happy Cinco de Mayo. What's going on, LB?
My boy Marcus, man, how you been, brother? You been good, man?
Man, I've been good. I've been real good. You know, this is the day where us black and brown brothers come together. We barbecue, we drink some Modelo, and we have a great time. Great time.
Oh, brother, I love it. Oh, you got me excited. I'm happy. Oh my, yes, I'm happy. I'm loving it. Hey, man, look. This is a special weekend, of course.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Appreciate you always being here, man. Oh, man, you already know. That's the best part, isn't it? Got all the goodies going on. Got the tacos,
all the goodies.
Got the beers, got some good fights, man. Oh, it's
it's almost better than Super Bowl weekend.
That's my boy, man. Marcus Lowe's great, y'all. I mean, he's in the building. Glad to have him here, man. Brother, this has been so much fun having you aboard all these years at IE Sports Radio, man. I just want to tell you, it's been amazing. Last week, man, I know StreamYard was a little difficult with you, but we're gonna get you back. It's going good. I'm excited you're on because a show as good as yours, man, has to be live and direct. I'm just saying, like, even last week with the show being a little, like, you know, with a little bit of static and everything, you had a record listens last week, man. So it was awesome.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, it was awesome. But no, absolutely, a sacred weekend, of course. Not only for for those beautiful minorities across the state. However, it's also a beautiful weekend for those fight fans, man.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed.
Marcus,
This weekend, we got Canelo versus Haney Munguia? Oh man, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful.
Marcus, talk to us, brother. Get into this fight, man. Look, Canelo getting, he's getting he's getting a little older. All this,
he's getting older. He's getting older.
Munguia, who is he? What does he offer? Is this even going to be a fight? Is this going to be a?
This is definitely going to be a fight. This is definitely going to be a fight. Haney Munguia is basically a young kid that has grown up in Mexico and basically has been built up for this particular moment. And this is the moment where he's either going to snatch the baton from Canelo Alvarez or he's going to become another Canelo Alvarez victim. You know what I'm saying? So you got young versus old. You got basically Canelo now in the Floyd Mayweather position, because now he's got young lions coming after him. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the game dominating for so long. Now these young boys is coming for the throne.
Hey, man, that's pretty cool, though, isn't it? I mean, to be around that long. I mean, number one thing, Marcus, you already know, man, to even have a healthy career in boxing, you got to be a badass. Like, no matter what, because at the end of the day,
you got to be.
You have to.
You got to be. You can't survive in this game for as long as Canelo has been in this game and not be a killer. You know what I'm saying? He's cut from that cloth. Floyd Mayweather told us a long time ago, this young boy can scrap.
and coming from Floyd Mayweather, the only man to ever be completely undefeated, like across the board. Coming from him,
it means something. It means something.
That's the only credential you need. That's the only credential you'll ever need. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm coming from a dude who's never lost. I mean, it's incredible, man. Just looking at Mayweather, hate him, I love it, man. Like, you see his craft. The art of boxing is to hit and not get hit.
Yes, indeed.
That's the art. This man broke that damn thing down to a science.
He's only been studying it since he was 3 years old.
I mean, exactly, man. So you have that conversation of Canelo. You have that conversation of Mayweather. You have that conversation of like the Tysons, the greats, the all-time greats. Canelo now, you're right, has reached that height, I feel, in his career. Munguia, though, the guy's ready. He's coming. He has a solid background. Overall, man, what are you really thinking in this fight, Marcus? I mean, hey, you don't even got.
I gotta go with the old lion. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with the old lion. You know what I'm saying? He's been faithful to me. I gotta be faithful to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not new to this. I'm just true to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm selecting Canelo. I'm gonna select KO, and I'm gonna go ahead and select somewhere between rounds 8 through 10.
And you know what? That's fair, because you're giving Munguia a good longevity in the ring. You're not saying
he's definitely going to give a great accountment of himself. He's definitely going to give a great accountment of himself.
And see, that right there to me is saying that says a lot anyway. Because if you can last more than 20 seconds with Canelo Alvarez, number one thing. You're a fighter. You've proven that. Okay,
you do this.
Yeah, exactly. You do this. Yeah, exactly. If you can last more than a few rounds, okay. But you're saying this is kind of like something lurking in the dark. Eventually, it's going to get you, and you're saying eventually it's going to hit the canvas.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. And I'm going to run the FanDuel and say, pay the man.
Man, Marcus, brother, I'm glad to have you. If you're just joining us, man, Marcus, he is Marcus Loves Great. If you're crazy, which you have to be crazy following this guy, man, at Gloves Off Boxing on Instagram, man, on of course, on the X. This dude right here gives it to you in its purest form. I mean, holds back nothing.
I'm just here to give the people what they want, what they need.
That's for damn sure, man. So I'm excited, man. Thanks once again. Thank you for being here today. We're gonna roll on to the next fight, man. So that one's coming on up. Really excited for that. We got a little bit of people in the chat. Cuatro de Mayo today. That's right.
Taryn is ready for that Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, I'm with it, man.
We ready, baby.
Man, sir, man. Another boxing fan up in here, man. Of course, as you know, Drewski, man. Our boy Drewski.
Drewski, that's my dude.
He's the
salute.
Big boxing. I know, right? Salute. Big boxing fan right here, man. So he's here for it. Next big one, man, coming up a couple weeks, man. Looking forward. Lomachenko, Kambosos. Didn't they do this before? Haven't they done this before in the past? I mean, talk to us. What about this fight, Marcus? Give us a little something.
Man, we got Lomachenko, who is basically he's on his last legs. You know what I'm saying? After the Devin Haney fight, which many people believe that he won. You know, right now he's trying to find where he fits in all of this. You know what I'm saying? And you got Kambosos, who also lost to Devin Haney, and he's trying to make his way back. This is definitely going to be a defining fight because you're going to see if either one of these two guys, who's going to be next for Gervonta Tank Davis. And I want it to be Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? For selfish reasons.
No Moschenko. No Mas.
I will never forgive Lomachenko for beating down my boy, Axe Walters. You know what I'm saying? I will never forgive him for that. But at that same time, I have to recognize, hey, man, he got skills.
He does. And that says a lot. And I know we're going to dip into something old right now. Marcus Parker will be like, okay, next fight. But I got to tell you this, Marcus. Okay, so Devin Haney, the dude is not a joke. Dude is nowhere near laughable when it comes to boxing, beating both of these guys, as you can see. So you have a dude who, a couple weeks ago, man, the whole Garcia deal. I mean, I just got to ask you this. I know you mentioned it on your show too, but I want everybody to hear this too. Once again, Marcus Lowe's great up on here, man. Show him some love because this is your first, your last, your only. Right? And it's all you need right here. Marcus Lowe's great. But Marcus, I mean, think about it, man. Garcia, I mean, look, winning that fight versus Haney, amazing. What level is he on? Is it a fluke? I mean, Haney ain't no pushover. I mean, give us a little tiny bit of that.
We had before the Garcias versus Devin Haney, before the Garcias versus Gervonta Tank Davis, we had this bill that's 4 horsemen. You know what I'm saying? 4 horsemen that were extinguished as Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez. Now they're all starting to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have situations where they fight each other and they beat each other, but they're still all bad dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Damn sure. That's for damn sure, man.
So Garcia winning last weekend, the weekend before, only proved where he stands in the 4 horsemen. He basically cemented his place as one of the horsemen.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That goes for damn sure, Marcus. I feel you, man. No, God get you, man. Okay, what's next for both of those men? Haney, what's next for Garcia? What do you think?
Well, Haney is going to continue to dominate at 140. Word on the street is Ryan Garcia is going to move up to 147. That's going to be some problems because there's this dude, young boy, you know what I'm saying? Jerron Boots Ennis at 147, and they've given him the crown. Basically, he's got young contenders coming up there for his championship, trying to take over his kingdom. Is he really about that smoke? We're going to get some answers. We need answers.
We do
need answers.
There's that certain line, man. I mean, Canelo went all the way up and knocked out Sergey. I'm just saying.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's the lines that get kind of scary when you start getting up to the bigger boys and everything. So let's see. Does Garcia really have it? He wants to smoke like Marcus Lowe's great wants to smoke right here.
Does he want
smoke? He wants all the smoke. So he wants it, man. Let's see what happens. I'd be silly though, before we go into this next fight, man. I know going a little bit off, but I'd be silly to have you on air, man. Of course, worthy of your time this morning, brother. You're a busy man doing it all. Appreciate you for being here, man. But I gotta ask this question. We've seen it happen. It's already been done. Crawford, Spence. What is next for both of those guys? What are you seeing in the immediate future? What do you think?
Oh man, it's gonna be devastation at 154. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna meet again. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? Both of them start going through the division of 154, and eventually they meet to each other again. You know what I'm saying? We got Texas versus Nebraska. Let's get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Let's go again. Let's go again. And they got tons of great fights at 154. You got Tim Tszyu. You got Fundora. You got Keith One-Time Thurman coming up there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of work. It's time to step outside and get some of that fade. You know,
it is, man. That's right. I forgot about Sue, of course, son of Casa Sue, which I remember seeing that man battle when I was a kid, man. I used to love watching him fight when I was little.
I watched him knock out Floyd Mayweather's uncle.
I remember that. Oh, no. I remember that.
Oh man, that man was playing no games. He knocked out Floyd Mayweather's uncle. He knocked out Zab Super Judah.
I'll never forget that. He was down and then got up and
fell down again.
Just stay. Just stay. Let it come back. Just don't get up. Stay for a few minutes. Yeah, man. But we got Drewski going off in the chat room, man. We're starting to get some fights that are worth the price.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is the beautifulest time of the year. Let's go, baby. It's Christmas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it is beautiful. I'm loving it, man. And we got some good stuff in here, man. The fight was like watching Super Bowl between Colts.
I agree, Drewski. Let's not mess with Boots, man. The young lion looked like he ready, like he primed, like he built for this.
That's for real, man. I love it. Taryn here, man. Texas, Nebraska. That's a beautiful fight on its own. The two gentlemen we spoke about, and in the volleyball world, this is actually a good battle here too. Of course, Taryn coming up here, so he's making his introduction in the chat, I guess. Ralph, man, good evening, good morning, brother. Glad to have you in the chat, man. Our chat room's bumping like I always say, man, like an Elko full of kickers. You know what I mean? Back gutted Elko full of kickers, man. It's already anyway, so yeah, man. Spence has got to love absolutely, man. He's just got to have it, man. And Spence, that was a hell of a fight for both of them, man. So let's see what these guys got again. I'm excited for it. We got one more to get to, Marcus. One more, man, for the morning here. Of course, you already know where I'm going, and okay, this isn't even worth me mentioning on the show, but I'm going to say it anyway. I've given up. I think it's over because apparently Wilder's retiring, so he's gone. From what I understand, so we're not going to get Joshua Wilder like we all wanted. So man, whatever. But we get two other big boys going at it, man. Usyk and Fury going head to head, coming on up this month, man. This has been a weird fight. They've been pushing back and all these things going on.
He keeps getting injured during training camp.
Stop it. Stop it. Like, so what do we got
finally here? One name, one face, one champion at the heavyweight division. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. And you got two guys who basically have established themselves as the dude. And now it's time to go outside and catch that fade and see who's gonna come back as the man, the myth, the legend. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting my money on Fury, but I can see how other people may see Alexander Usyk as that dude. You know what I'm saying? This is a 50-50 fight, and anyone can be right. You know what I'm saying? 100%. I don't think it's going to end in knockout. I think it's going to go all the way to the decision. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight.
It is, man. Usyk, he was at cruiser for a while, wasn't he?
He was the man at cruiser. He basically unified all the titles at cruiser. And now he's at heavyweight doing the same thing We want this smoke.
We do, Marcus. You know, brother, it's funny, man. I'm so glad I got you on here, man. Because I mean, something I've told you in the past, and of course, I mean, nothing you didn't know because you said this a million times before I probably ever even did. But you know, growing up in the '90s, man, as a little kid, watching all these fights, grandfather, you know, my dad, all these, it was always the heavyweights. It was always the heavyweights, especially in the '90s, man. You had some badasses, all right, but it was always the heavy. Nowadays, it's the littler guys. I feel like that are better because the heavyweights are just these fat guys who get in there and punch each other. Not even in shape. You know what I mean? Like you used to see Holyfield and Tyson. They were huge but shredded. You know, it's not like the old school powerlifters. I'm sorry, the old school bodybuilders. They did it all. You know, they did everything. Arnold, Columbo. You had, you know, I mean, these monsters,
massive.
You know what I mean? You had these guys, Lou. You had them, and they did it all. They were cut. They were huge. They were strong. They did strong man. They did everything. Now we've kind of fell into different divisions where strong man's one thing. They're big and they're huge and they're strong, but they're sloppy looking. But they can lift a car. You got the bodybuilders who really aren't that strong. They just lift a ton of reps to get bigger muscles. And they got strong men who are kind of a mixture of both that just lift a lot of heavy stuff, which is great. But back in the 70s, they were all one dude. And it was awesome. So I don't want to say that we're going like with that in heavyweights for boxing. I'm not saying anything bad about either of these guys, Kay, because they're damn good. But when it comes down to it, man, I'm looking for the next round of heavyweights because I hope we get that back someday. We get these, you know, they're massive men, but it's like almost like a really in shape offensive lineman. You know what I mean?
Think about it. That's why people still in love with Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Still to this day, this man is 60 years old, still garnering the attention of the masses. This man is fighting at 60 years old, and basically they're going to sell out. Netflix is coming for the bag. You know what I'm saying?
It's the truth, man. No, it's true. It's exciting. It really is, man. But Marcus, brother, it has been fun, man. I know Taryn, we got to get Taryn up on here in a few minutes. But Marcus, man, let everyone know where they can find you, of course. All the great things, man.
You guys can find me all over social media talking that talk. You know what I'm saying? At Gloves, all boxing. Also, I want to give another salute to the official beef jerky of IE Sports Radio.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it, man. My boy Marcus, man, up in the chat. So, are we getting you back on StreamYard tomorrow? Are we seeing you next week? What are we doing?
We're gonna go ahead and do next week.
Okay. So letting everybody know, man, Marcus is coming, man. Trust me, he's got all the goods. As he always says, y'all, you're first, you're last, you're only. This is where you want to be. Marcus, brother, it has been an honor, man. Thank you so much for being a part of us, man. Thank you so much for being here. 10 years of IE Sports Radio. So glad to have you a part of that. Oh, it's going to be good.
Salute.
Hey, have you a beautiful rest of your day, man. Have a wonderful Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy the fight, man, and we'll have you on. I hope to have you back on, man, for a post wrap-up of this fight, man.
Indeed. I'm out. I'm on to the next one.
On to the next. Take care, brother. We'll see you soon, man.
Out.
All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Lowe's great, man. Amazing dude right there. Glad to have him a part of us and just glad to have him here. We're taking ourselves a quick break. When we come back, man, we got some volleyball with my boy Taryn Rodriguez. You are listening to the defining moment right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, Cleveland and Columbus sports fans. This is Jen B, host of the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. If you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in live to the Show of the Land on Tuesdays, where we will cover the Cleveland Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and Monsters. We will also talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets, Crew, Fury, and of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll also cover other colleges in the area like Akron, Kent State, Cleveland State, Mount Union, John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace, Youngstown State, among others. So like I said, if you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in Tuesdays to the Show of the Land with Jen B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, everybody? This is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, man. So glad to be back on air, man. I tell you, it has been a little bit of absence there. My apologies. But hey, we're going to keep on rolling here today. Big ups, of course, to our next guest, man. He's going to be closing us out today. Well, closing out with us today. And this guy's been everywhere, man. I mean, dude, who goes to Texas for a few weeks to cover so much there, a tournament in Austin? Who goes to all these AVP events, high school, everywhere, college? He helps out, scoreboards, does whatever he has to, does reports, 3C2A, man, major high school volleyball here in Southern California, because this is truly the hotbed of volleyball, man. Dude covers everything volleyball, NVA, probably didn't even know that existed, didn't you? Well, guess what, man? Glad to have him here. I mean, you see this man over here doing big things, man, live from the NCAA Men's National Championship Tournament. Look at this dude, man. Look at this dude. Look at him in a suit, got his credential, ready to roll. Yeah, y'all. So glad to have him here today. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcome my boy, man, the host of Set Point. He is, of course, the host of, Set Point here on IE Sports Radio. He is the host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. Make sure you catch that show from last night. Awesome stuff covering all things SoCal. And my co-host for 3 and Out College Edition, of course, running through college football season, man, covering all things college from Division III, junior college, all the way up to the top. Oh, yeah. Good stuff, man. My boy, Taryn Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, Larry. Great to be on here. Looked like you and Marcus were having the time of your life, but I'm hopefully going to try to top that.
Hey, but I'll tell you right now, man, it's always a party with Marcus. You know that, brother. So, hey, man, but it's always a party with Taryn up on here, man. Like I said right now, let's just get a run back of that, man. Look at you over here doing big things, man, wearing a suit. Look at this, man. Taryn, that's awesome, brother. Congratulations.
And I tied my first ever tie by myself.
That's hardcore. I kind of hardly do that, man. Ties are not easy. You had to
exactly. It took quite a bit of time and quite a bit of trial and error. So there you go.
You think you got single Windsor down? Try double, y'all. Y'all don't even know. It's not easy. You got to be skilled to do that.
Yes,
all right?
It's not easy.
Yeah, not easy. So, Taryn, appreciate you both for being here, man. Today, like I said, you're the last up on today's show. Appreciate you so much, man, for spending your time with us this morning. It has been a tournament. Oh my goodness, it has been a tournament. Starting on Tuesday, man, we've seen all kinds of cool stuff, man. First things first, let's just take a little backtrack here. I mean, it's number one, it's awesome that it's at the Pyramid. It's at Long Beach State. So you're right there. You're always there anyway, covering games, you're interviewing Coach Snipe, interviewing a lot of these awesome coaches, man, because doing awesome things in the volleyball world. But Taryn, talk about it, man. You are at the pinnacle of NCAA men's volleyball right now. You are at the tournament that these schools fight like hell to get to, man. What has it been like in these last couple of days being there at the Pyramid?
Well, I will say the semifinals was very intense, as both semifinals actually went the distance, 5 sets. Eventually, we actually got a little bit of dramatics and a little bit of flair and intensity. But in the end, the top 2 seeds remain in the final. UCLA, the top overall seed, and then Long Beach State, the number 2 seed. I kind of basically called this on my show, and this was kind of the path I expected. However, the first round, it wasn't as big just because maybe it was on a Tuesday and maybe it was. I'm not going to say the first round wasn't as great. I mean, every match was a sweep, though. So the fact that we got 2 semifinals matches and we had a reverse sweep in one of them with Long Beach State upending GCU after being at down 0-2, it was quite phenomenal. And then UC Irvine UCLA was basically what kicked us off. And I'm hoping we get a barn burner of a matchup today. Yeah.
Taryn, this is it, brother. I mean, taking a quick little recap of this bracket. I mean, talk about a fun one. You talked about Tuesday, of course. UCLA defeating Fort Valley State 3-0. They just swept these guys, man. Done beat these guys down. Same thing. UC Irvine gave the same treatment to Penn State, 3-0. We had Grand Canyon sweeping Ohio State as well. And same exact deal here. Long Beach State over Belmont Abbey. So overall, man, you had just 4 sweeps of the further superior teams for sure. Then they went on, of course, the semis, as you just mentioned, both went to 5 sets. Amazing volleyball, man. UCLA, though, getting the better of UC Irvine, who had an incredible season. If you've listened to Set Point all season long, man, you've listened to Taryn talk about these anteaters, man, having a very special year. However, it would end at the hands of number 1 seeded UCLA. Number 4 seed would make their exit. And then, of course, Long Beach State, man, number 2 seed taking on number 3 seed Grand Canyon, also going to 5 sets. Taryn, you just talked about the atmosphere for both these, man. What was it like being, I mean, it's your first one being here. What was it like, the emotion on both of those benches during that 5th set?
Well, for Long Beach State, I felt that they were basically back in it and their energy was just rejuvenated. Whereas Grand Canyon, I don't think they were panicking too much, but they knew that they were going to be in a hostile environment. That was actually a sold-out crowd for the second semifinal, just because it's at Long Beach State. Long Beach State is the host team and whatnot. But Grand Canyon has proven that they could beat teams on the road. Like, they beat BYU twice, and that is never an easy place to win at.
Oh, no.
And they were kind of the semi-road team against UCLA in the MPSF championship. So Grand Canyon has proven that they can win on the road. But for the UCLA-UC Irvine match, the first set actually saw one of UC Irvine's, I wouldn't say key players, but one of their extra gear guys, Akil Tangatour, go down with a thigh injury. And I feel that kind of changed the trajectory of the match. But UC Irvine, they could have easily folded after that injury, but they brought in Will Darcy. They actually started Nolan Flexen over Will Darcy, but Darcy had to come in, and he definitely fulfilled the role in favor of Akil Tangatour. And you have to remember, UC Irvine has the reigning AVCA Men's Volleyball Player of the Year, Halir Heno, who is going to do big things for maybe the French U.S. national team. And he's coming back next year. Like, UC Irvine definitely has a bright future. Their setters should be finalized with Joe Carlos. The libero is going to be a question mark. Their Max Grigoriev, Connor Campbell, they're coming back. Heno's coming back. Nolan Flexen's coming back. Will Darcy's coming back. So UC Irvine should be back on the national stage next year. So there's that. And then GCU, they should be back next year. You have to remember that this is a program that started in 2009, and they actually started in the MIVA, the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association.
Wow.
And then, they had to play in the Midwest. And then the committee decided, well, let's put them where the West Coast is, where all the West Coast teams are at, like Stanford, Concordia, Pepperdine, USC, UCLA. You get the point. And BYU. Can't forget about BYU. So that's a little bit of a history lore right there. But yeah, the rivalry between UCLA and Long Beach State is going to be taking a new chapter in it, as they're going to be battling for the national championship. Both teams split their season series as Long Beach State won at Long Beach in 4 sets all the way back in, I think it was February. And then UCLA returned the favor, winning the day after at UCLA. So now it's basically, this is the rubber match. This is the rubber match, and it's sure to be a barn burner.
This is going to be exciting, Taryn. I mean, here we go, bro. UCLA, Long Beach State, number 1 seed versus number 2 seed. This is going to be a freaking battle. I mean, you talk about 5 sets, and the cool part about it, Tara, is what I love about volleyball the absolute most is that 5th set is insane. You only go to 15, not 25. And Taryn, that 5th set, it really shows, it separates men from boys. It separates the true from the not ready yet, because you had to win by 2 points. Like that, you talk about an overtime. Like, for those of you who don't know volleyball, guys, like, volleyball is a freaking awesome sport. All right. It is a badass sport. These guys and gals go out there, and it is way more difficult than it looks. All right. I see some of these digs, and it's like, how did that happen? How did you manage to get your hands at the right time under a ball that's easily going how many miles per hour you think off of a good spike, Taryn?
Maybe 50-ish, 60. Sometimes I've seen 70. It all depends.
Yeah, for a car, that's like freeway speed, okay? For a ball, that's like insane speed, okay? Like that's absolutely incredible. So seeing these guys, seeing them in action, it is awesome. And it's so cool, seeing that you're there, getting all these awesome highlights. You're tagging us, y'all. I just love what you bring to the table, man. You've been doing an amazing job for so many years here at IE Sports Radio, man. And today, well, here it comes, man. So what do you think? I know you already mentioned it several times. I mean, you talked about it yesterday on, even in our chat room for Cillian and I, for the Sports Club Perspective. You said it on SoCal. You said it on Set Point. But Taryn, here on the defining moment, man. Who you got?
Well, as I said on Set Point, I'm picking Long Beach State. I feel Long Beach State has been playing more consistent. Yes, they had to go 5 with Grand Canyon, but so did UCLA. UCLA also went 5 with GCU a couple times, one being in the regular season where UCLA managed to eke out that win. And then the MPSF final, UCLA got off to such a slow start, and then GCU just sprinted toward the finish line and had just enough gas left in the tank to eventually win their first ever MPSF championship. So I got Long Beach State. They play very on their A game, and they serve really tough, and they play some good defense. Alan Knight preaches defense, whether it's blocking the ball or digging the ball. And they also have to pass the ball really well. That is the big thing right there. That they have to, one of these teams has to pass. And for me, I think Long Beach State's done an excellent job, and they responded really well in the face of adversity, being down 0-2. They were down 9-6 in set 3, and then they eventually went on a 7-0 run to never look back the rest of the way. So for me, I think Long Beach State just has that consistency. I feel nothing against UCLA. UCLA obviously is the reigning champions, and for those that don't know, the past 12 years, if UCLA wins, the past 12 years we'll have seen repeat champions. 2012 and 13, it was UC Irvine. 2014 and 15 was Loyola Chicago. 2016 and 17, that was Ohio State. 2018 and 19, that was Long Beach State repeating. 2021 and 22, remember, no tournament in 2020 due to COVID. Hawaii repeated. Last year, as we all know, UCLA repeated. So UCLA has a chance to make a continued trend, while Long Beach State has a chance to win at home, which would be their 4th national championship in men's volleyball. But I'm expecting a real barn burner. If you aren't going to be at the match, it's going to be televised on ESPN. It actually was supposed to originally be on ESPN2, but then it got moved up to the main mothership, which is great. I think it should. Yes, as it should. And that's the thing I've been saying when it comes to the lack of coverage when it comes to the NCAA men's volleyball tournament. It's just all these matches should not be streamed on a .com site, or at least the semifinals shouldn't. The semifinals should have been on national TV or TV in general. Heck, ESPNU would have been preferable, but it's unfortunate that men's volleyball just has not continued to have the same support as maybe the women's or the beach. As if you compare NCAA beach volleyball and their coverage of their tournament compared to the men's tournament, it's just no comparison. The beach tournament is basically on ESPNU and then ESPN2 and then ESPN. And that's television coverage. And then for men's volleyball, their only television coverage is the national championship, and the semifinals and quarterfinals are basically on a .com site, which I absolutely do not agree with. And the coaches have echoed this, and fans have echoed this, and volleyball content creators and advocates have echoed this. It's just unacceptable, and NCAA men's volleyball needs to grow. That's why I'm out here doing what I'm doing. It needs the social media coverage. That's why I'm going out. I went out of my way to interview all 8 teams from the NCAA men's volleyball tournament via Zoom. And it's on the IE Sports Radio YouTube page. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. I interviewed 7 out of the 8 coaches, and then I interviewed Alex Knight, the captain of the UCLA men's volleyball team. Unfortunately, John Sproul is such a busy guy, and I had to get Alex Knight. I thought he was the next best thing, and he's a former guest on me interviewing him one-on-one. So there you have it.
Taryn, that's why you're doing this, bro. That's why you're doing this, because we need more coverage. Like I said, John, this is where all those sports thrive. At the end of the day, IE Sports Radio, man, we got you covered, all right? And now we're busting out with the StreamYard. We're doing our thing. You look, the bigger networks, they don't want to cover all the good stuff. And when I say good stuff that's beyond the stuff that's just cliche, right? We're here for that. And I'll tell you right now, man, for those who don't think, I'm telling you, give it a chance. My gosh, give it a chance. Tomorrow we're talking some NCAA lacrosse. We got that coming on up. We got the NLL coming on up tomorrow, talking some National Lacrosse League, all that good stuff, man. This is what we do, all right? This is how we do it. And all about those sports, the majors, the minors, and everything in between, y'all. Taryn and I spend an hour, sometimes a little over an hour, on Saturday mornings, all right, throughout football season, talking about the teams that you probably never even heard of in Division III, Division II, NAIA, 3C2A, NJCAA. Yeah, we've all heard of the Division I singles and the Division A doubles, but have you heard of the other ones? So that's what I'm talking about, Taryn. I love it. You bring it. You bring all these sports that don't get it. You know, well, you bring volleyball, of course, that doesn't get that kind of coverage. And it's just exciting, man. So excited to see you doing your thing. So excited to see you out there today. 2 o'clock? 2:10, something like that?
Yeah, 2 o'clock. Just tune in at 2 p.m. on ESPN if you can't make it.
It's 2 o'clock
just
Pacific.
So you're on time, because early is on time is late, and late is no good.
That's for dang sure, man. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Darren, of course, we can't let you go, though, without talking a little bit about these guys, man. Of course, NCAA beach volleyball right now, they are currently in their bracket. USC, man, let's talk about that first round, man. USC slays North Florida. Sweeps, okay. LMU, California, defeats Hawaii 3-1. Cal Poly over Arizona State sweeps them. Okay. We have here, I didn't even know Cal Poly's team was that good. That's pretty crazy. Florida State defeats Washington 3-1. Stanford sweeps Georgia State. We have LSU. This is amazing, man. LSU getting down, man. They went all the way to that 5th. Well, and I know these are scored differently, right, Taryn? And of course, a little bit differently. But what I'm saying is, you know, these are the out of 3-5 kind of deal. But we have here LSU defeating TCU, man. Went all the way to 5. LSU getting it done. 2 purple schools going head to head. LSU got the better of TCU. We have your Cal defeating Long Beach State. Probably a tougher moment for you there, Taryn. And then, of course, UCLA defeating Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which is pretty cool seeing those guys up there because, well, Corpus Christi, they come a long way, Taryn. They come from Division II, so they're moving on up. And then, of course, in the second round, we had here SC doing it again, man. They got done defeating LMU, of course, out of California, 3-0. Then we have here Cal Poly over Florida State, 3-1.
I called it.
You did. You called that one. I had no idea they were that good. That blows my mind. That's pretty cool to see Cal Poly, a school that you hardly hear anything from except for agriculture. All right. You don't ever see slow get done, man, like that. So I love or get down like that. Today, of course, we got Stanford and LSU going head to head, as well as Cal versus UCLA. That's actually happening right now. And these two are happening, getting close to, the actual time. And then we got, a little bit more championship coming on up. Taryn, it is down to a few more schools at the moment. Who are you taking?
So I have in the final USC and UCLA. I just feel that they're on a war path to face one another, and they've played each other 6 times, and You guessed it. They've split the 6 times. But
Mhm.
going back to the Cal Poly Florida State upset, that's not surprising just because Cal Poly's had themselves a fantastic season. They've played a very tough schedule. I know they had a bump in the road in the Big West Conference tournament where they fell to Long Beach State in the elimination bracket, but they bounced back very nicely. They have one of the best freshmen out there in Aaron Inskeep. And they have Lindsay Sparks, who, if you've seen her story, it's quite phenomenal. She actually played at UCLA. She suffered a knee injury, which kept her out for 2 years. Yes, it was, and it actually could have been a career-ending injury, but then she was able to work her way back. She eventually transferred to Cal Poly, and she and Quinn Perry, who I actually covered back when she played a little indoor, they've been phenomenal at the threes pair. So altogether, this is not too surprising. I didn't feel that Florida State had that same pop to them as they have had in years past. I feel Florida State, nothing against them. They have a bunch of good returning players, but this team just didn't like blow me away. So that's why I kind of picked Cal Poly over Florida State in the quarterfinals. Now, another upset I did not expect. Now, the upset I didn't expect was LSU defeating TCU. TCU, they're good, but they just didn't have the same team that they had last year. Obviously, last year they made it all the way to the semifinals. They were actually the number 1 overall seed. They fell to USC. I'm sorry, they were the number 2 seed, and then they fell to USC, which eventually wound up three-peating. I will also just say LSU, I think, played their best volleyball when it truly mattered, and LSU is definitely an impressive one. Normally, it's the 7 versus 10 is probably the one that pulls off the upset, but this year it was the 6 versus the 11, and it seems like LSU just plays their best volleyball when it comes to the NCAA tournament, and it's somewhat the opposite for TCU. I know they got hit hard in terms of graduation, but I just think that TCU could have had a better chance at beating LSU. And for me, if you all heard SoCal, I unfortunately picked Long Beach State over
Yeah.
Cal. Yeah, I forgot. I know this was a rematch of last year where Cal edged out Long Beach State. But I will also just say I picked Long Beach State just because they had that revenge factor. That I liked their matchups that they had. Their coach Mike Campbell, he said he liked the matchups. It was just all about executing. Unfortunately, Long Beach State didn't do that, and they just fell short. They fell in the third set in the duels where Cal was up 2-1. So yeah, it's a tough one for Long Beach State, but honestly, and this is nothing against Cal, I don't think either of them would have gotten past UCLA anyway, because UCLA is on a war path. They haven't lost to anyone outside of the top 3. Their only losses are to Stanford and USC. And then USC has been consistent all season. They too haven't lost to anyone. Well, they've lost 3 times to UCLA, 1 time to Stanford, and then 1 time to LSU. But I think that LSU loss was because A, LSU was the home team and they didn't really have much to lose. And B, I just felt that USC had a little bit more pressure and a little bit more to lose and go down in the rankings. Whereas LSU, they needed a big statement win to basically shoot up the ranks and get everyone's attention, saying they're still a good team and they are still a perennial program. It's just that they've had a little bit of comings and goings in terms of their roster and the graduation and whatnot. So, and then last team I got to go over is Stanford. Stanford is this probably is their best team, just like Cal Poly. Stanford probably has their best team in quite a while. I have them going to the semifinals. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat UCLA. They do have a couple wins over the Bruins this year. So if you see Stanford in the national championship over UCLA, don't be too surprised. I just feel that USC and UCLA, if it's not that matchup in the NCAA beach volleyball final, then something is up here. But yeah, I got USC advancing. I got UCLA advancing. Stanford will get to the semis. And as I mentioned, Cal Poly will make the semis. But overall, it'll be USC, UCLA.
And Taryn, this is the coolest part, man. Thank you for all the awesome input, man. Once again, guys, just like Marcus, you're first, you're last, you're only. You don't need anything else but set point right here, man. Set point _ IE. This dude brings it all, man. Taryn Rodriguez just does what it does, man. So happy, of course, to have him here today. Taryn, I mean, fun fact here. How NCAA beach volleyball has been a thing for how many years?
ever since 2013, which they've actually seen a lot of programs meld their way into the program. I think it's 2013 or 14. It started out with like 15 teams, and it's just grown continuously. I think it's almost at 100 teams.
Which is awesome. The last few years, Taryn, who have been the dominators?
USC and UCLA. But the past 3 years, obviously USC. And last year's national championship in beach volleyball was a thriller. It came down to the final pair, and it came down to the final set, a decisive third set. And the Norse twins, Nicole and Audrey, they were able to pull out the win. I was a little afraid at first. I'm like, uh-oh. But I was like, the Norse twins are there. I think they can do it. And they got out to such an early lead that they never decided to look back. And that was kind of the big thing right there. Like this is USC's last dance with some of their big time players like Megan Kraft, Delaney Maple, the Norse twins. Same for UCLA. Lexi Denneberg is in her final year. You also got Devin Newberry, just to name a couple of seniors on UCLA. I just feel that USC has the matchups all together. They have Madison Kriz and Maddie White at the twos, which I think they're doing well. So it's all about matchups, and it's all about executing down the stretch and coming up big when the pressure's on you and when you're playing for the big title.
That's for dang sure, man. I'll tell you, it has been a blast. Taryn, man, where can all these diehards find you, man? If today was your first day ever hearing how awesome volleyball was, then hey, I guess better late than never. But Taryn, where can all these diehards follow you, man? Where can they find you on all social media? Today you're going to be in the house. I mean, talk about it, man. What do we got?
You can find Setpoint on Twitter, now known as X, at set_point.ie, and on Instagram at set_point.iesr. That's where you'll find all of the main volleyball content from Setpoint. Appreciate you having me on, Larry. And also if you want to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, that I'm mainly on Twitter, aka X, at Taryn Rodriguez 1. That's where I'm mostly at. I'm starting to cover more on Setpoint, but that's where you can mainly follow me and where I could talk about a bunch of other things in terms of potpourri and whatnot. Oh, and you also can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, through the SoCal Supreme Sports Show at SoCal Show IESR. I also try to post there. It's been a rough time for SoCal sports with the Kings, Clippers, and Lakers being bounced out of the playoffs. So, yes, thank you, David C. Crooks. Follow the man on all my social medias. I definitely would appreciate it. And once again, thank you for having me on, Larry. It's an honor. Always great to talk some volleyball and sports with you,
brother. It is always an honor having you on, man. I was happy until you brought up the stupid Lakers, but anyway, it's okay though. We can end on a positive. It's okay. But once again, since you are a SoCal guy, man, kind of cool to give you a few more minutes, man. Well, as you know, it's been a tough one for SoCal sports right now. The Lakers are again the big picture in the NBA right now. Everyone wants to know a few things. Of course, last night, if you want to know more in depth, guys, Taryn went on last night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. It was an awesome show. Catch the replay, of course, on Spreaker, also right here on YouTube, everywhere you can find our shows, you can find his show. Subscribe to him on Apple, of course, on Apple Podcasts, or just go to his page, guys. Everything's on there, of course. That's iesportsradio.com/ You got Setpoint, the SoCal Spring Sports Show, even on 3 and Out College Edition. But for this show, of course, iesportsradio/ SoCal Spring Sports Show. Taryn, Ham, it's out. LeBron, we don't know. AD,
he's still under contract through 2026, 2027.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Productivity is just Reese. I mean, all different guys that some of them wouldn't even know who they are, but they just came in and played. At the end of the day, Taryn, I know you talked about it last night. This is about a little bit of it. Once again, man, my Blue over here wants to know too. Blue's listening. She's listening to Taryn right now. Okay, Blue's over here. Look, she's meditating. She's listening right now, very closely right now to she's gonna bite me. She's not happy about the Lakers either. Okay. So Darren, I know you talked about it yesterday. Davison Crooks says near in the chat, the Lakers shouldn't have stopped with Darvin Ham. Oh my gosh, yes, Rob Pelinka should be out the door. Darren, if you'd like to answer this comment, and then of course, what's the future with the Lakers right now, at least from your opinion?
Well, I totally agree. I think getting rid of Darvin Ham was a little questionable. The dude in his first year took the Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. Yes, they got dismissed by Denver, but the Magic was bound to run out eventually. I mean, unless they took on the Heat, but I don't think anyone would have predicted the Heat beating the Celtics unless you're a Heat fan. But yeah, 2 years and I understand the coaching echelon and the coaching bar is high when it comes to coaching the Lakers, but Lakers went through a lot. They had the in-season tournament hangover, even though they won the in-season tournament. They had a bunch of injuries and whatnot. Load management was also key. And yeah, the thing is about Anthony Davis, this was actually his most healthiest year that he's played with the Lakers. And this is the most he's played with the Lakers in a full season. And the dude was battling injuries. He had got poked in the eye. So and Davidson said it best. Jeannie Buss should also have some heat to her seat as well. So yeah, this kind of falls more on management as opposed to like coaching. Like coaching, I mean, you look at his record. He had 90 wins with the Lakers, and he went 90-74, and he was out as head coach. It just goes to show that some of these owners are really quick to pull the trigger, no matter who you are. You could be the best coach out there. Your resume could be so enticing, but then if you mess up in one season or you just vastly underachieve, you're gone.
It's all about instant gratification, isn't it, Taryn? I mean, it's the steroids of sports, you know. I mean, you get started, you can't wait to develop. No, we want it now, right? I mean, and I get it. A lot of it, well, hey, if we shell out millions, well, we want it now, and I understand that too. Davison Crooks, of course, he is the host of Fast Break, along with Dentarius Locke. Check him out tomorrow, of course, Sunday evenings. At 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, of course, doing his thing. But Taryn, this is a good one here. Davison says the Lakers just had the bad luck going against one of their better players in the world, Nikola Jokic. Yeah, man. Look, would it really have gone any different, Taryn, if we would have lost to the Pelicans?
Well, that's the thing. Had the Lakers lost, they would have played the Kings at home. And while that would have been on paper a good matchup, the Lakers got swept in the season series by the Kings. So it's basically playing Russian roulette with the Kings. And I feel they could have matched up better with the Thunder, but Davidson said it best. Denver is a well-rounded team, and you don't want to risk your season ending in a play-in game. You just don't want that. Yes, you want the best matchup, but honestly, the series was actually closer than most people expected. Like the final scores obviously were close, but the Lakers, they just have to learn to execute better, and they have to keep their foot on the throat and not remove it. Just because they were up 20 in game 2, and they unfortunately lost off of a buzzer beater from Jamal Murray. And then in game 5, where they got eliminated, they were up for a decent portion of the game, and then unfortunately they had to play catch up, which is not really ideal. And the running theme of the whole series is that the Lakers jumped out to an early lead, Denver got close, and then Denver pounced when they needed to, and that's what championship caliber teams do. And unfortunately for the Lakers, as Davidson and Crooks put in the chat room, the Lakers just had rotten luck against one of the better teams that are well-rounded, who has probably the reigning MVP in Nikola Jokic.
It's the truth, man. I mean, look at here. I mean, it's the truth. Crooks also puts in here the Lakers scored well inside against Denver, which is a great place to score, Taryn. If you can control the paint, sometimes you win the game. The problem, I mean, actually, the majority of the time you can. It's like winning the trenches in football. You know what I mean? But Taryn, it's true, man. The Lakers just couldn't do the little things. They couldn't get the tiny little shots, the little few footers that they couldn't get in, the missed dunks, the things that you need to just do routinely, Taryn, they couldn't get done. They couldn't do it.
And they missed a bunch of free throws in game 5, and they only lost by 2. Now imagine if the Lakers made their free throws, they would have could have pulled out the win, and maybe they could have swung the game back to game 6. But honestly, no NBA team has come back from a 3-0 deficit. So it's not like the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees or the LA Kings and the San Jose Sharks and whatnot. So
Right? So, Taryn, once again, man, follow this guy here at SoCal Show. I mean, look, man, SoCal Show IESR. As you can see, Taryn's got the volleyball. He's got all SoCal. His personal, man, he talks every sport. I mean, this dude does it, man. So glad to have him a part of this, man. An IE Sports Radio legend, IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer. Brother, glad to have you on today, man. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon for a little bit, because you are going to be in a packed house where it's going to be seriously probably hard to even hear yourself. Okay. I mean, I'm excited. I'm going to be tuned in. I'm excited to see you there, man. I mean, how cool is it to know that, like, come on, man. I've watched volleyball matches at Long Beach State on TV and seeing you sitting there behind the desk. I mean, behind the table. I mean, it's the coolest thing. Remember one time you showed the highlight where you got out of the way when the balls came towards you, and then one of the announcers was like, "Oh, Taryn almost got hit with the ball," or something like that. Like, remember that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it was at UC Irvine, UCLA. Yeah, that was last year.
He mentioned your name. I mean, come on, man. You've made a name for yourself in the volleyball world, and I think it's awesome, man. You made your mark in the sports world. Loving it. Excited to have you back, man. If you don't mind, tomorrow when we come back on for an hour tomorrow morning, love to have you back. A little bit of recap of the action, man. If you can swing it, definitely looking forward to that if it's possible.
Yeah, we'll see what we could do. Yeah,
put together. Okay, I'll take that. So, all right, Taryn. Hey, thanks again, brother.
Probably early though, but we could make it work.
Hey, we'll go on earlier if we have to. That'd be really cool to have you back and to, recap all the action. He's going to be there tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, amazing game coming up tonight, man. UCLA, Long Beach State, for all the marbles in NCAA men's volleyball. This is the match. This is the one. You don't get a redo. You don't hit the grudge match button. You don't press restart. You don't shut the system off and restart it to play the game again. No. Whatever happens, happens. And somebody is going to hoist that trophy tonight. Taryn, you're picking Long Beach State. I'm going Long Beach State. It's not because we're SC fans. It's because I don't know. I feel that they're home. They're home.
That's the big thing right there.
What more do you want, Taryn? The Buccaneers figured it out. The Rams figured it out. The Raiders weren't going to do that. Anyway.
UCLA almost figured it out back in 2022, but unfortunately, they were sadly reverse swept by Long Beach State in the semis.
UCLA has been looking for that revenge for a while then.
Well, I mean, they got their redemption last year when they beat Hawaii, but that was when they had a really stacked team.
That's insane. Marcus wants to add something really. Firing Ham after losing to Denver is no different than the Sixers firing Doc after losing to the Celtics. Yeah, neither team was projected to win those series. Yeah, good point there, Marcus. So, Taryn, it's been fun, brother. Thank you so much for being here today, man. You have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Enjoy the game tonight. Well, today. Looking forward to all the highlights. Make sure y'all at SetPointIE, give him some love, man. Show him some love. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. You're going to get all the awesome stuff, interviews, all these great things. Spreaker, check him out, man. He does this thing. Appreciate you, Taryn. Hey, man, look forward to having you back tomorrow, brother. Take care. Have a wonderful day, man, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you.
Anytime, brother. Appreciate you, too. All right, y'all. Well, that is that, man. Can you believe it? Wow, that show went by. That was an hour and a half. You gotta be kidding me. That's a long one, but it was a good one, y'all. I'll tell you, we had ourselves a fun one. We got so much more to get to, by the way. Tomorrow, don't forget, y'all. And if I didn't explain at the beginning of the show, I'm sorry. I'm doing this Saturdays and Sundays, y'all. 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh, yeah, we're going to have some fun every weekend, y'all. Sometimes I'll do just one show. Sometimes I'll get both. But tomorrow, we got so much more to get to, you guys. Don't forget, like I said, NASCAR has been fun. Oh, my goodness, this season has been something else. My boy William Byron's been getting down this year, man. Really excited for that. NHRA, John Forsythe, to have him back winning, doing his thing, man. Formula One, we'll talk about that tomorrow, too. Is Max Verstappen getting bored with the sport? We'll find out. I don't know. IndyCar has been a lot of fun to watch as we're getting so close to Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for that. A little bit of UFL tomorrow as well. We are also going to jump on into soccer, the MLS season, man. My Galaxy's been playing pretty good. Who else has been playing pretty good? We'll talk about that tomorrow. NWSL, let's go Wave. But I'll tell you, it has been a good season so far as well with those ladies. WNBA getting ready to start. They're just hitting the preseason right now. Tomorrow we got some college baseball, college softball, and some MLB action. Dodgers How about this, man? And is Yamamoto as advertised? Oh, I think so. Shohei Ohtani busting balls into the 18,000th row. I mean, we have awesome stuff going on right now in the MLB. Of course, tomorrow, a little lacrosse as well, if we can get to it. Some NCAA lacrosse, National Lacrosse League as well. Getting closer, of course, to the brackets, the final of that bracket coming on. Love it. Always excited for that tournaments in NCAA, women's and men's lacrosse. So awesome stuff there. I'm also here to remind y'all, once again, man, Planet Jerky, premium brisket jerky. Oh, so good. You're going to want some, y'all. You're going to want some, right? Your Planet Jerky. Head on over, planetjerky.net. Make your purchase today, of course. They're on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Let them know IE Sports Radio sent you. Head on over, of course, my beautiful wife and her awesome brand, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Oh, so good. Check out them awesome banners. Or, not banners. Seals that she makes for all of your gifts, your letters, all the goods, man. Make sure you check her out. iSportsRadio.com/Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Also Instagram at Seal the Deal Wax Seals, and Deal Wax Seals on Facebook. Always there. Here you go. Instagram, Planet Jerky. Showing love to our sponsors. Head on over to iSportsRadio.com. Find out what's going on. Join the community. Check us out, man. iSportsRadio.com/shop. Grab one of these bad boys, one of these shirts, a hat, whatever else. We got your back, man. As always, man, appreciate you guys once again for being here. It has been awesome. 10 years of IE Sports Radio coming up on May 15th. Also, my wedding anniversary. My wife made it easy for me, right? 2 years married, 10 years of IE Sports Radio. All the good things happening on one day. Even our little, she left. Well, Blue's birthday is actually May 16th. So, yeah, she'll be 3 this year. Pretty sweet, right? So, all these good things happening. My grandfather on the 14th. Congratulations to him. He'll be 87 this year. So, all these great things happening in mid-May. So excited. Memorial Day weekend coming on up here in racing. So many great things to be excited for. So many great fights. The NCAA Men's Volleyball National Championship. The Beach Volleyball National Championship going on up. Oh, we're here for it, y'all. So be ready tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern for another round. Oh, it's so good to be back, man. I'm just so happy to be back sharing all these sports with you guys. You're amazing. Got some great guests lined up tomorrow. Jen B will be joining us from the Show of the Land. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun tomorrow, y'all. For me, your boy Larry B, for all my awesome guests, signing off. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.